a video or a story, make sure to check us out and like us on Facebook at The Junkyard News.
Add the stream. There we go. All right. Now we got it. All right. Let's see what's going on here. I had no idea that this thing was going to send out an alert. I had no idea. I was getting this thing ready. We got to go to the store. So I was getting it ready for when I got back. And I didn't click, initiate broadcast. So I had no idea people were jumping in the chat or even had it available or notified anybody that this was going to happen because I didn't, schedule it to stream or anything. I just got it ready, and then we went to the store and spent an hour and a half at the store. And as we were going around picking up what we could at Walmart, lo and behold, they brought out a pallet full of toilet paper. So we were lucky enough to be able to grab some toilet paper. So it worked out. Gotta love toilet paper. This with the way things are right now, you just gotta love toilet paper. Let's see. I actually think I snapped a picture of it. Hold on. We are going to save image as. Let's go. We'll put it in there and label it TP. Save. All right. Let's open this thing up. Open. And we shall go back to StreamYard. And hold on. We're going to stop that. We are going to share a screen. Application window. There it goes. Why didn't it show? It's not showing. How come it didn't show? Darn it. I don't know. Oh, well. I was going to show you a pic, but it didn't. It did not. It didn't share it. So, oh, well. How's everybody doing? Toilet paper, we used the three seashells. Demolition Man, right? Isn't that the movie that's from? Demolition Man? I believe so. Jay, you got to let me know if I'm right. If that's a reference to the movie Demolition Man. Three seashells. I'll be stoked if I got that right, because I'm not really a pop quiz type of person. Parts of Canada, yeah. Now this is just me thinking. Hold on. Let me. I actually had this up. We are going to do California share. All right, there we go. Let me make sure it's actually showing on the screen. There we go, right there. California prepared to enact martial law if it is necessary, governor says. California is prepared for the worst case scenarios, yada, yada, yada. And the governor, Newsom, did say during a press conference on Tuesday that he would consider implementing martial law if it was necessary to curb the virus. And they have the ability to do martial law if we feel it's a necessity. There are already Twitter pics and pictures on the internet. If you happen to do a search for them, people, I just saw one on Instagram where somebody had shared. Oh, I wonder if I could. I think I could share that. Hold on. Shared an Instagram post I saw. Remove from stream. Stop screen. All right. Share screen. Application or window. Chrome. Share. There it is. Let's see if that works out. There we go. That's a post on Instagram that showed what quite possibly is California National Guard. Um, Driving on the road, they're stopped at a stoplight there. It's ABC 7 News in the Bay Area. An ABC 7 News viewer spotted these in Mountain View this morning. If you see military style vehicles in your neighborhood, don't panic. Tuesday, the governor placed the California National Guard on alert. They are also staging, okay? They have not been activated, but are prepared if needed. This is just a precaution. They're staging. And this is my opinion. It's going to happen, okay? Martial law is coming to California. It's just a question of when. What do you guys think? All the seagulls are out of brown stripes on them. Staging the fear. Yeah. You know, you can also look at it as a deterrent for people to misbehave. Personally, I feel it's coming. I mean, in my opinion, I don't have my tinfoil hat on right now, but in my opinion, I've often contemplated that eventually something's going to happen that they're just itching to happen, so they can implement martial law and do some things that they want to do, pass emergency legislation. Pretty much just no holds barred type of stuff. You know what I mean? And once they do enact martial law in California, the Constitution is pretty much gone. Ohio is ordered to stay home starting Monday night at midnight. Yeah, I bet you there are going to be curfews in effect. Hey, Bushy, I see you jumping in there. Sick of stupid people. They're going to have to shoot me. I'm not going along with it. Well, to each his own, man. I mean, it sucks. We're gonna end up being like the cat's going crazy over there. Like, what is it, Italy, France, where they're gonna have everybody just jailed and detained at home. I mean, you're not gonna be able to go outside. Now, I heard a rumor at my work, because my work is an essential business. Okay, and my work has to and will remain open, which means I will remain open. And one of the reasons I'm thinking this is going to happen, normally corporations are the first to get the heads up from the government, in my opinion. All right, if the government's going to do something, they secretly tell certain companies and businesses that this is going to happen, so prepare. We were given at my work, we were given a letter. It's a permission slip. Pretty much states that I am an employee of an essential business. It's got the letterhead on it. And if I'm stopped on the way to work or whatever, I must be allowed to keep going. I'm not breaking any type of curfew or quarantine or anything like that, because I'm on my way to work. So anyways, yeah. So I found it very interesting that the company started handing those things out. I don't think it was an abundance of caution. I think certain companies and businesses have been told that this is going to happen. So do what you need to do to protect your employees so they can get to work in essential areas and essential businesses. Email it to you so you can make copies. No, I'm not going to lose my job. On the plus side, my employer, through the union negotiations, I guess, everybody's getting hazard pay at work if you're not white collar. So blue collar employees are getting an extra $2 an hour during this, which is going to help. Yeah. Numbers in New York are skyrocketing at the moment. Just like here in Finland, the capital area, which holds 1.2 million people, is the most affected. The countryside is pretty corona-free. Yeah, I think it's the major metropolitan areas. The homeless population most likely is going to be affected by this. a lot because if one they're normally clustered together, and if one of them gets sick, well, it's just going to balloon. Email you some toilet paper. I can email you a picture of some toilet paper that I want to get printed, but it's very expensive to do so, and I don't have the funds to do that. Um, what else? So, how's everybody else doing? And who else thinks that it's just a matter of time, and that if you're in California, that California is going to be put under martial law? Who knows? Eventually, I don't know if it's going to go, countrywide, the whole across the United States, but I think definitely a lot of the, not to get political, but I think a lot of the uh, Democratic-based states will be the first ones to do it. Um, yeah, first capital, I believe. I think it's in Men in Black. I think it's just a matter of time. It's going to happen. What did I see? I saw was it on this page? No. I had seen an interesting graph. I'm trying to. Let me see if I can try to find it here. Let me open this thing up. All right. I found an interesting graph, and let me share it here. Application window, Chrome tab. Why are not overacting? I think it's this one. Yes, it is. So this here, let me make sure it showed up. Yeah, there we go. No, that's the Yahoo News. There's a graph down here about Italy and what the curve looks like. Here, let's try to make it full screen here. Maybe that'll help. So they're comparing through records and stuff. Okay, Italy, February 23rd, they had 155 cases. All right. The United States on March 2nd had 101 cases. And if you look at the graph, there's a correlation. March 4th, Italy closed all schools. March 9th, Italy imposes a nationwide lockdown. Now look at that. February 23rd to March 9th. That's 16 days, 16 leap year, 15, 16 days. So 2 weeks. It took 2 weeks from 155 cases to full lockdown. United States had 101 cases March 2nd. By March 19th, 13,680 cases. And the graph shows a correlation of what's happening. I mean, there's people that are not being careful. Most of them, I think, are younger generation. I think the Democratic shows that it's the college student age that think that they're immune. They just want to party, spring break. Look, I heard Florida just closed all its beaches finally. You'll find, in my opinion, stupid videos of these kids like doing an interview or to YouTubers or news medias saying, we don't care. We're just, we're not good. This is all a hoax or whatever. We're just going to party. And these people don't realize, that whatever the odds are, even if they're slim, okay. San Clemente actually had a case here in Talega pop up, but I think it was somebody that had been traveling. Once you're infected, I'm going to use the word infected, whether or not it's right, and you're contagious, 2 weeks. They claim 2 weeks before you know it, okay, and you're contagious in those 2 weeks. So for the 2 weeks that you're asymptomatic, that you're not showing any symptoms, you're going to the store. If you're not huddled in your home, you're out and about. Everywhere you go, everyone you walk by, there's a possibility of spread and and spreading that contagion to another person. And then the clock starts over with that person. Once they're contagious, they're not going to show signs for 2 weeks. And whoever they come in contact or touch or get too close to, whatever, however it's transmitted, next thing you know, they're going to come in contact with people for 2 weeks. And then once they're finally sick, they're going to go, "Oh crap, I got this. I got tested. I got this. I have the corona virus, COVID-19. Now everybody that I possibly came in contact for the prior 2 weeks, they're all suspect too now. They're suspect now too. That's how something like this can really blow up, especially with the two-week window that they claim that you could actually infect people and not even know you're sick. That's what the major worry is. I mean, in this country, I think most people, there's more people, I think, this year from the normal flu that have died, the elderly and people that are really susceptible to normal flu. But the difference, in my opinion, that this thing has than the normal flu is the fact that it's the contagion 2 weeks without you feel like you're a mighty man. You don't feel sick at all. You're great. So you're just going about your day. But guess what? You can infect others during that time period. So I think that's what has everybody in such a hysteria is the fact that people that don't even know they're sick can be spreading it if they go out and about. Here, we don't need to share this anymore. All right. I was also told at my work that if the worst case scenario, if any employee at my work is not feeling well and gets tested and it's confirmed that they have it, they'll shut down the store for 2 to 3 weeks. So, for that time frame, they'll make all the other employees get tested. They'll send in a cleaning crew, kind of like a hazmat, but not really hazmat, but kind of like a hazmat crew to come in and try to sanitize the entire store. And it's a big store, but yeah, they'll shut the business down for at least 2 weeks, I'm told. Housebound in France. Hello, Junkyard. Hey, Eric, man, my heart goes out to you. Hope you're not getting too stir crazy over there. Truth is, I'm one of the idiots. What? Because I'm an idiot. You tell me why I'm an idiot. Because you think this is, that it's no big deal. Yeah, you might just be part of the problem. I'm not saying I'm afraid to go outside because I walk by somebody and I'm going to get infected with this thing. No, I just think people should be very cautious. Yeah, it's not about it's people that you come in contact. It's about others. It's not all about you, man. It's not all about you. It's about others. You need to think about others, not just yourself. And I've seen those videos where those college kids on the beach and spring break, even though they've been told to keep social distance, they're not. They're all huddled around each other. And if it gets passed to somebody for 2 weeks, you're going to go home. You're going to go into a household. You may come in contact with your grandparents. Guess what? The elderly is very susceptible. So it's not about you. I mean, I could say, hey, hell yeah, I'm going to go out anyways because I don't care if I get it. I'm healthy enough I could probably get through it. It has nothing to do with that. Whether or not you think you'd be fine getting it is irrelevant. It's the fact that if you get it, who are you going to spread it to? That's what you got to think about. Think about others, not yourself. That's all I'm saying. But I'm kind of getting off topic. I wasn't planning on this being a COVID-19 chat. More of a is California going to be going into martial law, and if so, How long is it going to take for them to do it? Is it going to be starting next week, like tomorrow? Are they going to come out and decide, or is it going to take a week or two? Personally, I think it's going to take however, once they get all staged up and ready to go and get a plan in order, then it'll happen. Hey, Shug, thanks, man. Appreciate it. I have the mark of the beast. I'm worried about catching a freaking cold. I'm not worried about catching it. I'm not. Bring it on. I don't care if I get it or not. What I'm worried about is if I get it, who am I going to expose it to? I'm thinking about other people, not myself. Well, that's what I'm thinking. It's not. Think about it this way: each state would be responsible for their own martial law. So it would be the like California National Guard. All right. In possible connection, if the government decides to get involved in it as well, you have, I mean, every state has bases, right? Every state has some, has military bases. They, in my opinion, they do have enough because it's more of a deterrent, really. More of a deterrent, especially in like the major metropolitan areas. All it would take is one, armored Humvee on the corner of the most major intersection just sitting there with a camo dude on the top behind an M16 or behind a M60 or whatever they got on top. And people are going to be thinking, oh crap. I think it's more as a deterrent, kind of like how these stores have video cameras everywhere. When you walk into a store, you see a monitor with your picture on it saying, look, we got you on camera. It's not that they know that that's going to stop shoplifting. They do that as a deterrent to try to lessen the shoplifting. I think that's a possibility here as well. I'm not saying that you're going to have, a whole parade of troops marching around your town. I'm not saying that. I'm saying they're going to stage. They're probably going to stage at major. You'll probably see some at grocery store areas. You'll see your local police will be helping out in this. Your sheriff's departments, your city police force, as well as the state national guard, and possibly if martial law is declared, posse comitatus is out the window. You know what I mean? It's like open the floodgates to the bases and just let them all out. There's no more. You got to stay on your base or whatever. You know what I mean? It's I'm not saying it's gonna happen like for sure. I just personally think it's a very, very high probability, especially what I'm hearing. I don't know. I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to be this week, next week, or a month from now. Yeah, National Guard is controlled by civilian authorities to cover the U.S. population. Yes, the governor is in charge of the state National Guards. Think of this. Also, there is, like in California, we do have a legal militia, the California State Militia. It is I don't mean to use the word legal, but it's a state militia that is not really sponsored by the state of California, but I guess you can kind of say approved. You know, so they could get involved with permission from the governor. It's who knows. I'm just flinging stuff out. I'm throwing a wet noodle on the wall to see if it sticks here. No, I know evil men do not give a crap if they kill billions of people. No, they don't. There's people out there that don't believe certain things, and that's their choice. And like I say, I'm not afraid of this bug. I'm not. What I'm afraid is who I would feel real bad inside. All right. I'm a pretty moral person. I am, believe it or not. I have morals. And it would literally break my heart if I went out and about and I didn't care and I went to social gatherings that I shouldn't go to. I would go to parties right now. And next thing I know, 2 weeks later, I find out that I did contract this thing. And my other half that's living with me, who is in a category that's susceptible to this thing, is harmed really bad because of my arrogance, uh, and me feeling like, you know what, this is bull crap. It's just a bad cold. It's no, no more worse than the flu, yada yada. Or you know what I mean? Or if I contracted it and I went, my neighbor invited me over for a beer or something. I went and went and had a beer and maybe smoked a bowl or whatever, and just kick back and relax. The next thing I know, they're infected because of me. It would break my I it would bother me so bad. I mean, and if there's anybody out there that wouldn't be bothered if they infected somebody, that person has real moral problems. That's just me personally. I mean, I was raised and I grew up under the golden rule pretty much, and I still feel that way. You do unto others as you would have them do unto you. You treat people with respect, as long as they treat you with respect. If they, I, look at some of my police videos. I'm pretty respectful to cops. I do. I say, have a nice day after an encounter. Stay safe. As long as they're polite, nice, and respectful to me. Um, but when I feel an officer is rude or a deputy is rude, and they disrespect me, the bird's the word, man. I mean, I do. I go off. I show them no respect back. I give what I get. So, but I try to be a nice guy. I do. The only way to force lockdown would be by martial law. It's easier to get your guns. Mandatory distance will be removed. Uh, FEMA camps. Bye bye free world. New world order. Yeah, it's possible. They won't. That's one thing I'm not afraid of. Right now is illegal gun confiscation, and during martial law in California, that already happened in Katrina. So the Supreme Courts, and the courts have ruled on that that can't happen again. New Orleans, they really screwed the pooch on that one. They didn't care at the time. You might say, hey, they may not care this time. Uh, who knows? But yeah, you're right. But you know what? They can have mine when they try to come and get them, and I'll give them to them. Bullets first. Because remember, there's also case law that says if authorities are trying to do something they're not supposed to do, you have an equal right to use equal force. Okay. And if they're breaking the law, trying to do something they shouldn't do, and guess what? I'm gonna be a stone wall, and I'm not gonna let them get away with it. That means I'm on the freaking news. Police standoff with a guy that won't turn over his firearms when he legally doesn't have to. Oh well, some crazy. That's my crazy neighbor. Yeah, whatever. They'll spin it how they want to. Yeah, they can pry it from my cold dead hands. That's how I feel. I mean, I have you guys know I have a Teespring. The Junkyard News has a Teespring page, but I didn't know if you guys also knew. I don't think I ever made it public that I have a secondary Facebook page called Second Amendment Shirts and More. Um, Nothing fancy, but it does. I do other T-shirts, and I own a lot of them too. Let me see if maybe I can bring it up here. Listings, if anybody's interested. Um, and it shows you how I feel about my Second Amendment right. Oh, here's one. Let's bring this up here. Let's see. All right. Let me bring this up here. Stop screen. Share screen, Chrome, share. All right, let's see if that. Whoop. There it is. Let me put it on full screen. These are some of the shirts that I have on there. This one that I have, make the Second Amendment great again. And on the back, it says the original rebels. And they were the founding fathers. They were the original rebels. They were treasonous to the crown, right? That's our heritage right there. The Second Amendment with the AR-15. Here's a good one. This one I like. This one gets all the this one gets certain people riled up. Your feelings do not trump my gun rights. And then on the back, it's got American Skull. But yeah, it's called Second Amendment shirts and more on Teespring. Sold a lot of them. People love the Second Amendment like I do. All right, we can stop that. Enough of that. Trump just sent National Guard into California live right now, which is weird because it's the governor that controls the national. Oh, are you talking about sent in? What? The National Guard was states like California National Guard. Is there a federal National Guard? I can't think right now. I don't remember. Whatever's clever. Post a link. Respect Junkyard. Gotta go make dinner. Peace. All right, too. You have a good one. It was so crazy about CCW. Right there. Oh, I forgot I could highlight these. Yeah, that's crazy. We'll see what happens. I mean, I was informed that it's very probable that sometime next week I will get the audio because they already made public through the CAD. They already made public what the call said. So once you make a record public to one person, it's wide open. You have to make it public to everybody, and that's why on the website I'm able to share that link, and everybody's allowed to see it. And since the call in the dispatch or the call for service, that should be released too. Robin Thompson, revolution is coming. Rise up. Reject martial law. Period. Yeah, I look forward to the audio too, man. I do. I can't wait. There's a good one. CCW is a pompous windbag. Definitely. Let's see. I'm going through the chat here. Damn, how many times did you post that, Taz? Trump just sent the National Guard to California. Only 6 states have a National Guard? Oh. Well, I learned something new today. I'm not really up to speed on my National Guards. I saw a comment on the video, on one of the videos, or it was on my community page. Somebody asked the question, why does CCW sound so much like Alex Jones? And I laughed because I've thought the same thing. And that's why I knew that his voice is very distinctive. And when we get that audio, we're going to be able to tell if it's him or not, because you cannot mistake that voice. Because surely Alex Jones would not make that phone call. Isn't he in Texas anyways? But yeah, he's got a very distinctive voice, so he's not going to be able to deny it. Furry's video to CCW is I'm ashamed to say it. I'm not a paid subscriber to his website. I was hurt. My feelings were hurt just a tad when Furry said that he used to watch my audits. And of course, I haven't gone out and done a lot lately, so I really don't mind that so much. But I still watch you, Furry. I still watch your videos, even though I'm an auditor. Yeah, and I repurpose news broadcasts. I mean, I still watch you, man. Come on, man. Watch my videos. I'm kidding. It's all good. So yeah, I think martial law is coming. Hey, Junkyard. You think maybe we can get Harvey Weinstein's walker for CCW when he goes to court since he's not using it anymore? That's funny. That's classic. Ooh, Australia. What's Australia have to say? Our state in Australia has closed its borders and shut all non essential services. I am a delivery lifeline to a friend whose wife is at home with pneumonia. Oh, she's very susceptible then. She was discharged from the hospital, but because of her immune system, I'm sure she's very susceptible to other things right now. Yeah, Robin, I'm planning on going out there. Um, I'm planning on going out there and making some more Fourth Amendment type videos. Since Furry was nice enough to um, share what he thought about my tripod case videos, um, I thought that was great. That's my favorite part. When Furry gave me a props, I thought that was pretty cool. Hey Taz, man, we got it. We got it. Everybody's seeing it here. You don't have to post it again, man. I'll put it for everybody to see. You can stop spamming the message. All right. Stop spamming it. All right. Everybody saw it. Everybody read it. I'm packing gloves, masks, and toilet paper for them. Fortunately, we are uh, in the country. Ooh, yeah. Let's see, Robin. People in the '60s damn sure didn't stand for corrupt government. They protested it hard. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But thanks for everybody that decided to jump. Hey, everybody that saw a notification about me going live, but I wasn't live. Again, time to stand if you're back in here. I don't know, but I noticed I had this thing all set up to go, but I didn't hit broadcast. It was not broadcasting. I had just set it up, and then uh, me and my other half we ran to the store to pick up some bare necessities, and we're gone for about an hour and a half. And I came back and saw all these comments on the StreamYard stream here, and I'm like, I'm not even broadcasting. What the hell? So I'm sorry for anybody that waited an hour plus because they got some type of notification that I was going live when I wasn't at that time. But it looks like some people had some a fun time in chat while they waited. Sorry, that was not intended. Going back here. Everything in Pennsylvania is closed. All right, truth is. Let's see what you had to say at first here. Corona is just a cover story for the military's 5G kill system. Megadeth on the way because Satan's time is short and he's angry, overcoming the mark of the beast, and his fake money is paramount. Oh man, I love you, man. I do. I used to really be. I used to really be into like Alex Jones and all that, and not much anymore. I went through my time looking into the Illuminati and all this. You know what I mean? It's like got to a point where I went, whatever, whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. Just be locked and loaded and be ready. What did your bear need so bad? Soup, some backup toilet paper, um, coffee fixins, because hell, I'm a bear. I turn into a bear myself without my coffee and coffee fixins in the morning. Um, some Q-tips, some bare necessities. What else did we get? Oh yeah, butter, some fruit and vegetables. Oh yeah, we got some sweets too. We got some cake. Splurged and got cake. I mean, look, if it turns out that they do enact martial law, or they just step this whole quarantine thing up and tell everybody and set a curfew in effect under some type of state of emergency curfew, I don't want to be without something and not be able to go get it. I mean, worst case scenario, if they do that, I just put my work uniform on and I walk to work. And if I'm stopped, I just show them that letter. Who do they know if I'm clocking? How do they know if I'm clocking in or not? Yeah. Say, oh, sorry, I just go get my stuff and then leave and say, oh, sorry, I thought I worked today. I was wrong. Yeah, toilet paper. Yeah, Taz, toilet paper. I'm not hoarding it. We got a couple extra rolls here, uh, just because I don't want to contaminate my shower because I don't have anything to wipe with. And I'm not a bunkie. I'm not an ape. I'm not going to use my hand. It is truth. So far, police killed more people than coronavirus. Damn straight. That's the truth. There. I got a highlight. That is still true. It would take a zombie apocalypse to kill more people uh, than blue lives have. I mean, whether justified or not. You know what I mean? So let's see what else is going on here. You're a DoorDash driver, and I have the same exemption. Go figure. Well, yeah, because they're gonna let people still need to eat, and if they order food, since all the restaurants can't, you can't go dine in anymore. They and the companies don't want their employees usually to do deliveries because then they might come in contact with something and then bring it back to the restaurant. So DoorDash and delivery services are probably very, very vital, uh, especially if people can't get out and do grocery shopping. I think we have 6 police in about 50 square kilometers. That's a very light police force, huh? Yes, Taz, truth and facts. Blue Line ISIS, keep up the good work, Junkyard. Thank you. Westerville. Oh, what state is Westerville in? I'm terrible at geography. Or what country or state? Where you chiming in from, man? Speak up. I should say type up. I guess I could Google Westerville. I'm not in the mood. But yeah, things are going crazy. Oh wait, hang on, take that out. I can stop sharing that. But yeah, I just wanted to jump in here and do a little live stream about this. All right, are you doing some funny troll gossip there, or or are you saying, or is that true? I don't know. I haven't heard. Each state has its own police force in Australia, but you're in a rural area, so it's good. There's natural social distancing right there. You know what I'm a fan of as far as Australia? I find myself watching the videos on YouTube occasionally, and I like it. People going out in certain areas and with metal detectors and finding good chunk gold nuggets, man. I watched the video where uh, a couple was out there and they were doing a YouTube video, and they had to dig like three, four, like 3 or 4 feet down. It was deep, and they pulled out a nugget that was like that big, gold nugget. It's like, damn, I wish we had fields like that close by where I live, man. I'd be out there with my metal detector digging up gold. Oh, Taz, come on, man. No, no, socialism is not the best. No, it's not. Nope, it didn't work. It hasn't worked in any country. It has long term. It never works. All right. I'm a firm believer. If you want to have a better life, you work for it. All right. You know what I mean? It's all right. You don't take someone else's stuff just because you want it and you're too lazy to go out and make enough money to get it yourself. You know, I'll give you an example. Okay. I'll give you an example. This happened like years ago. Right? All right. I was checking out this, I'll call him a teenager. I think it might have been, college kid age, college kid age. Here's a tongue twister. Maybe a little younger, maybe just graduated high school type of age. I was checking them out. They were buying a lot of junk food. They were buying candy bars and snacks and just sugar crap. And I'd give him his total, and he whips out his EBT card, his food stamp card. And his friend wasn't his brother or anything like that. He had a couple friends with him. Wasn't a family member. Saw a Snicker bar or something like that, jumbo size one. He's like, "Oh, dude, I haven't had a Snickers in a long time. Hey, man, can I get this?" And the kid goes, "Sure, I ain't paying for it." And that pissed me off. That pissed me off. Not the fact that he was getting a candy bar for his friend, but the fact that he had to go and sit there and say, "Sure, no problem. I ain't paying for it." Somebody's paying for it. The people that actually have jobs and are paying the taxes to put money on that card for you, those people are paying for it. All right. And that pisses me off. Okay. If you want to just go to the beach every day and go on, go to social services and get, food stamps and all this and not go get a job, even some stupid remedial janitor job, just something to contribute to society. But you want to get a food stamp card so you can uh, um, go skateboarding and surfing and partying and not go to everything except actually go to work, and you want me to pay for your food to do that? No. I mean, EBT cards, food stamps, and social services, that stuff was developed and enacted as a help to get you through hard times while you find a job. If you lost your job, let's say you got terminated or laid off or something, and oh, how are you going to feed your family? Okay, here's some help. You're not going to starve, and while we're helping you, go find another job. That's what it was made for. It's not a lifestyle. Food stamps is not a lifestyle. Okay, it's a crutch to help you until your leg is better and you can walk again. And then they take the crutch. You're supposed to take the crutch away. Get back on your own 2 feet, work, make money, make a living, and pay for your own crap. Sorry, that's just my opinion, of course. And whether or not anybody agrees with it, I really don't care. We all pay for it. Me, you, and everyone. Yes, everybody does. Everybody that actually is working and paying the taxes to put into the fund. Okay. But it doesn't mean you don't go out and find employment of some type, any type. It's not a lifestyle. It's not a food stamps and social services is not supposed to be a way of life. Um, I'm sorry, it's not. It's supposed to be a crutch to help assist you in your recovery. And then you go out and you find a job, and then you get off food stamps. It's supposed to be for people for need it, that need it, not just because they don't want to work and they're lazy. They just want to get stuff, get, but they don't want to give anything back. That's not what it was meant to do. And I know I'm going off on a tangent on this. It's not the topic of the thread, but it's just something that as as Peter Griffin would say, yeah, it really grinds my gears. It does. All right. Wait, what? Well, excuse me, but it sucks, and it will happen at some point everywhere. Oh yeah, the martial law thing. Yeah, it will. Stop paying taxes, and your government will show you really real love. Yeah, if you're rich, you don't have to pay your taxes. They ain't gonna do nothing to you. But if you're blue collar, they'll do something to you. They will. Desiree, thanks. Appreciate it, man. It's just my opinion. It's just something that irks me sometimes, especially when it's flaunted in front of you like that, like the story I just gave about the kid. I mean, it's you can't have that mindset that yeah, go ahead, buy what you want. I ain't paying for it. And the way he said it, it wasn't like just a standard sentence. He had an inflection in his voice, like a being a smartass, and that's what pissed me off too. All right, enough of that. What's going on? You don't pay taxes apart from sales tax. Well, that's fine. Yeah, me. Oh well, I don't. Other than my vehicle property tax, I mean, I don't own a home. I rent. I rent an apartment, so I don't pay property tax other than my. I have a vehicle that every year I have to pay a tax on. But other than that, um, when you buy food in California, I don't know if it's nationwide, but I know in California when you buy food, there's no tax on food. And that excuse my ignorance, but I don't know about other states. But I know in California there is no tax on food. But anytime I go buy something else, anything a D battery, pack of batteries, gas, anything else, you're paying sales tax, let alone gas tax. But that's money is supposed to go to fix your roads, and they keep stealing that money to do other stuff with it to balance the budgets. JT pays taxes under threat of violence. True, they will. If you're blue collar, they will use violence against you in some way, somehow, to get their money, to get their taxes. But it seems like if you're wealthy or you're famous, who I'm trying to remember who was it? Who was it? Who was it? I can't remember. But it was a high profile individual a couple years ago. It was all over the news that the IRS, he owes the IRS, he owes back taxes like millions and millions of dollars. But they won't do anything about it. They'll try to get money from him somehow, but it's not like they're going to go grab him and throw him in jail for tax evasion. But if you and I don't pay our taxes, eventually, guess what's going to happen? We're going to be charged with tax evasion. I'm rambling. Now I'm rambling. Forget CCW. I'm rambling now. CCW is now ranting about World War 19. Too many sheep out there. Wesley Snipes. Maybe I don't know if it was Wesley. Maybe it was Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes was one of them. Oh yeah, yep. When the UN comes down the street, that's when it will separate. Yeah, that'll blow shit up. Pardon my mouth. I don't have it on this computer, but no. I have a very, very nice picture of a white helmet that says UN on it, and it's full of bullet holes. And yes, no one, and I mean Absolutely no one should accept UN troops on U.S. soil. Doesn't matter if we're part of the UN or not. All right. No foreign soldiers on our soil. Period. That should not be tolerated. That's just an opinion I have, but you know, no, 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 no. That's a big red flag for me. UN troops on U.S. streets under martial law. That is when the shit hits the fan. Seriously, I believe that. I'm right there with anybody who thinks that way. I'm right there. We're eye to eye right there. If you start seeing white helmet guys that say UN on the side marching down your streets during martial law, that's a big problem. That is when crap is really going to hit the fan. That's when you lock and load and you get ready because you may not like what's going to happen. Um, and this could all be a pretext to that. You don't know. We'll see. I'm not saying it is. Like I said, I don't have my tinfoil hat on right now. I just have my Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs hat. Yeah. Blue helmets must die. Yeah, those sky blue helmets, man. I those better not be walking on American soil. No, 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 no. I don't pay taxes because I never file. You went to prison 4 or 5 years. CCW for jealous. PMAD, you're funny. Yeah. U.S. accepted Mexican soldiers during the hurricane. They did, and I think that's a big problem. I mean that crap's not supposed to happen. There is not supposed to be. Okay, that's a slippery slope. Okay, because we are good, friendly neighbors with Canada, and supposedly we're decently friendly neighbors with Mexico. We share borders. I'm not saying Mounties, like, okay, Canadian Mounties on border towns helping out. You know, and Mexican troops I have a problem with. I have a problem with Mexican troops, and I think that's just my bias, not for being racial. It's because all I can think about is my one of my favorite movies of all time, Red Dawn. Red Dawn. Man, I love that movie. Wolverines. That's a great movie. The Kira, very funny Kira. Come on, let's try to keep it a little silver here. What are we saying here, Desiree? First martial law that I went through was the first LA riots back in the 60s, and they would shoot on sight if you were looting and stealing from stores. Yeah, that's whatever happened to no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Once martial law hits, the Constitution is null and void. It is. So they claim. That's what they want you to think. But it's not. Okay. The Constitution is the most supreme law of the land. And martial law does not override that. Okay. They want you to believe it does. And they may get away with people thinking that it does, but it doesn't. Martial law does not override the Constitution. And case in point, Katrina. Katrina went under, if I'm not mistaken, national, the disaster under martial law. Whether or not officially they went under martial law, I can't remember. But I do remember that the local PD went around and he even broadcasted it to all the news. He got up on the podium and said, "We are coming for your guns. No one's going to be armed for our safety and for the community's safety." And the courts they slammed them down. They said after the fact. Now this years after the fact. It took years for people to get their guns back. And when they did get their guns back, guess what they found? They were all rusted out because they were just thrown into containers and left out and weathered, and they were pretty much ruined. And some just disappeared. They just disappeared and they never got them back. Say, "Oh yeah, we did take it, but we don't know where it's at. Sorry." But yeah. So they confiscated people's guns in New Orleans in areas that weren't even affected by the flood. High ground. That little old lady that was all over YouTube and the news that showed cops busting in her door and she's holding a revolver, and they tackled her. I can't remember if they broke her hip or whatever, but they roughed her up, and she wasn't even pointing at anybody. She's like, "Yeah, I got a gun. It's right here," and they tackled her and they took it from her. Nowhere near flooding, high ground, plenty of food, water, everything. And look what happened to her. And guess what happened? Court slammed them down and said, no, no, no. You shouldn't have done that. Second Amendment right. Well, if the Constitution doesn't apply during martial law, how come the courts stated you can't confiscate those people's firearms? You couldn't do that. They have a Second Amendment right. That's their right. So martial law does not supersede the Constitution, but they're going to want you to think it does. That's just again my personal opinion. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a lawyer. Don't take anything I say as fact or truth or anything like that. This is just me chatting, talking to you guys, giving my opinion on certain things. So just take it with a grain of salt. Anything I say doesn't mean it's true. We're just talking and asking questions. Let's see here. What we got here? Kira. Under martial law, police have no authority. So that was civil law, National Guard. Yeah, you wouldn't doubt it. Taz, not my Second Amendment. Taz, are you just trolling this? Just you having fun? I don't care. I don't care, Taz, if you're here. It doesn't bother me. I love trolls. I do. Even if you're not one, if you are one, doesn't matter. Welcome, man. You're adding to the views. You're adding to the comments. You're adding to the conversation. You can pretty much say anything you want. It really doesn't bother me. Shouldn't bother any of my subs or anybody that's chiming in. I don't need the law to tell me I can't have my guns. All right, I'll highlight you there. I like that comment. You're funny. I've made it no secret that I love trolls. I do because they add to statistics. I love statistics on videos. It all helps. Anyways, I guess I'll wrap this up. Thanks for tuning into the live chat and hear me ramble. I just noticed that because the overcast is coming down, and I don't are coming down. Overcast is sinking in the marine layer. I don't have any lights on in here, but the picture's probably a little dark. Anyways, we're gonna get going. Go grab one of the individual chips that I bought at the store. Got some munchies. Jeff is here. Audits. Jeff, what took you so long, man? I'm just about to wrap this thing up. Ah, wish I knew. I'd have you. I'd have you call in and join like you did me if I knew how to use this darn thing. I guess I can invite, right? Can I invite? What's invite? Oh, let's see. I do. Copy here. Default Gmail. Hey Jeff, if I had your Hey Jeff, send me an email if you want. Before I if I wrap this up, if you want to jump on here, and I'll reply to your email with the guest link if you want to chime in. I just copied it. So if not, no worries. Post the link. We'll all come on and BS. I've never ran a StreamYard like that, but I could. Yeah, get Jeff on. You're on your own show now. Okay, man. It's kung flu fighting. That's funny. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Do, 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 do. YouTube watcher will all come and BS. Should I just post a link? I don't want to get flooded with requests. That'll go crazy. I was about to. You need to go. Hey, Kira, thanks for coming in. When you have a wolfhound, deerhound, staghound puppy, she eats a lot. Don't let that dog eat you out of house and home. All right. Hey, JT, thanks, man. Appreciate the comment. Let's highlight that one. Yeah, we really haven't said much. We've been rambling for the last probably 20 minutes because we started the topic off with California going into martial law and then went on a tangent about other things, other topics. But thanks for everybody that tuned in. We are going to wrap this up. Yeah, you made a good parody song. Hey, Jeff, thanks for chiming in for a quick sec. Much obliged, man. All right, everybody. We're going to wrap this thing up here. Should we wrap it up with the normal ending I have? Or sometimes the normal ending I have. What is that? Ah, there it is. We could, couldn't we? Let's see. Share a stream, application window, movies. Let's share that and we will wrap it up with the normal thing here. Are we ready?
Videos uploaded by the Junkyard News are helped in part by viewers just like you. Don't want